All right. So Jennifer, we're just starting on our back with a blanket, a rolled blanket or a bolster under the spine. So just taking a little time to let the chest open in a reclined position. And then as you settle in to your first posture here on your back, go ahead and take a little body scan and just kind of check in with where you begin your practice today. Notice what it feels like in your body. Let your eyes come to close. Unclench your jaw. And let your body just drape over your bolster or your rolled blanket. Notice the space across your chest and the front of the shoulders. And just start to tap into a sense of gently letting go of tension in that space. Allowing gravity to draw your shoulders down toward the ground and open up the front of the chest. We'll hang out here just a little bit longer. Maybe even shifting your attention to your breath here. And soothing yourself by cultivating a nice, slow, even breath. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Stay here for just about 5 more breaths. Good. If the legs are extended, go ahead and bend your legs. And take your time easing yourself onto one side. Rest on your side, head on your upper arm like a pillow. And then when you feel ready, slowly ease yourself up to hands and knees. So you can bring your bolster so it's horizontal at the top of your mat. So I'm just going to rotate my bolster. And just put it behind my hands for a moment. And I'm just going to move through a couple of cat and cow stretches. So just taking a moment and just intuitively arching and curling the spine. Just transitioning in a slow and mindful way. So if there's anything that your body feels like doing before we head into our next posture, take the next couple of breaths to do that. Find just a little bit of slow, gentle movement. And from here, we're going to head into either a child's pose or a puppy pose. So puppy pose, the hips stay above the knees and the arms reach forward. Child's pose is seat to heels, arms forward. Okay, and I'm going to use my bolster to either rest my forearms, okay, or other choice, you can get your elbows in there and let your head drop down in front. Okay, so just getting a little more opening in the triceps and the upper body. Okay, that's what you're looking for. And if it doesn't feel good using the bolster there, you can push it to the side. It's just an option. It's an optional prop. Yeah. So we opened up the chest side to side, right? When we started on our back with the arms out to the side. Now we're in shoulder extension, getting into the triceps, tops of the shoulders. Breathing here, breathing into the space in the upper back, the upper arms. Allowing the head to drop between the upper arms, releasing the neck. And we'll take about 7 more breaths here in this variation. Continuing to find length in the spine, from the tailbone up through the neck. One more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. And now if you're using your bolster, go ahead and press it out of the way and settle into child's pose. So let the knees be wide if that feels okay in your body. Knees wide, seat to heels, arms extending forward. And from this child's pose, walk your fingertips over to the right. Okay, so we're moving into a little bit more of a side stretch. You can stay here in your side stretch, or you can thread your left arm under your right arm and take your side stretch into also a twist. Yeah, you got it. Okay, if that doesn't feel good, just go back to your side body stretch. Okay, so with the twist and the side body stretch, you're just getting into the outside of the left shoulder, the space between the shoulder blades a little bit more. Yeah, be creative with your props. Absolutely. There's lots of curious kitties here today, I can see. Good. We're going to be here just a couple of breaths, opening up the inner thighs, the inseam of the body, the outside of the left shoulder, the space between the shoulder blades. Notice what this feels like in your body and be really mindful. Know when you need to ease out if you do. You have 3 more slow breaths. Go ahead and take them. And then really slowly, like moving super, super slow, bring yourself out of the twist and the side bend, coming back to center. And either land in child's pose, or if you think it might feel good to rock up to hands and knees and take a couple of cat and cows, go ahead and do that. Okay, if there's anything else you feel like doing before we do the other side, go ahead and do that now. And when you're ready, slide back into your child's pose, knees wide. Walk the fingertips to the left. And then consider threading the right arm under the left arm, adding that element of twist. Breathing in, breathing out. If your head is kind of dangling, feel free to bring a pillow under your head or a block. Yeah, support the weight of your head. Bring your attention to the inseam of your body, your inner thighs that are getting a nice big stretch. The outside of your shoulder, the space between the shoulder blades. Take about 5 more breaths. And then again, slowly, really slowly ease yourself out of this posture. Bringing yourself back into balance. Coming back to hands and knees. Taking a couple of intuitive movements. Nice. Good. And then make sure that your bolster or your roll is all the way at the top of your mat, in front of your hands. And then go ahead and start to press yourself back into a downward facing dog. Just bringing yourself into a really nice big back body stretch. Take as much movement as feels good here. So if you want to move the hips from side to side, pedal the feet. Maybe notice what it feels like to take your feet as wide as the mat or to bend your knees. Just giving yourself a couple of breaths, stretching the whole back body. Okay, really nice. One more big breath in. One more big breath out. Look forward between your hands and slowly walk your feet between your hands. Good. So we're coming into a standing forward fold. Take your feet a little bit wider than your hips and bend your knees a lot. Okay, see if you can rest your hands or your forearms on your props. So you can rest them on that pillow or that rolled blanket, or if you have blocks, you can use those. But really let this be supported. Okay, so the feet are wider than your hips. The knees are bent generously. You're pressing into your props and letting your head dangle, okay? Or, other option, if your head can get to your forearms and your forearms are resting on your props, rest your forehead there. Yeah, really nice. Just working with what you have, setting yourself up in a way where you can experience this supported inversion. Feel where your feet press into the ground. And really connect to that feeling of being grounded, being connected to the earth. And see if you can find balance between the front and the back of the foot, the inside and outside of your foot. And bending the knees a lot is going to relieve your lower back. Using your props to press into is going to help with that too. Let's take just a few more breaths. And one more big breath in. One more big breath out. And from your standing forward fold at the top of your mat, bend your knees a lot to get your hands on the ground. And step your right foot to the back of the mat, lower the right shin down. So we're just coming into a low lunge. Oh, look, see now my kitty's in the picture too. All the cats came out today. So the right shin is pressing into the ground. My left knee is just aligned over my left ankle. It can be a little bit forward. And maybe your hands are on blocks or on props. And we're just gonna let the head hang and let the upper body lengthen forward. Okay, so we're not coming up, we're staying low. We're just gonna let the front of the right hip start to open up here. Settling in. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. So if you know that you have a lot of flexibility in the front of the right hip, you can play around with pulling the left heel back and the right knee forward. Okay, so if you've come to my class, you know about this cueing. It's not moving the legs at all. It's like firing them up. So it's an energetic shift where I'm just gonna feel more connected to the inseam of my thighs, my inner thighs. And that's gonna connect to my lower belly. Okay, so for someone like me who's pretty open in their hips, this is helpful to kind of keep everything in place so I don't overstretch. So sometimes I play around with, as I inhale, I kind of squeeze in and lift up. And as I exhale, I release a little bit and let myself sink into it. Inhale, maybe find that squeezing in, that tugging up and in. And exhaling, settling in. And let's hang out here a little bit longer. Find some softening in the shoulders and the head. And take one more slow breath in. Slow breath out. Now from here, I'm just going to shift my hips back so that my right hip is on top of my right knee and my left ankle is under my left knee. So you may need to adjust your legs, but we're looking for that box. So it's right angles here. There's a box between my legs, okay? From here, I'm gonna just walk my left foot out to the left side a little bit so it's wider. I'm not changing the angle, I'm just widening my stance. And now my hands are coming to the inside of my left foot. So I'm folding forward. So I'm just gonna turn to face you so you can see the visual this way. And I'm just letting my upper body fold forward. So now I'm taking the hip flexor out of the equation. We already stretched the right hip flexor. Now we're getting into the outside of the left hip. My upper body's folding forward again. If you have those props and you want to use them, you can rest your forearms on the bolster or your blocks. And then notice your left knee as you're folding forward. It might want to do this. Resist that and draw the left knee toward your left shoulder. Okay, so now I'm still stretching the outside of my left hip, but I'm also involving my left inner thigh muscle. Okay? So it's a little bit more active, but still a really big back body stretch. Good. Stay with it. If you need to ease out a little bit and ease back in, that's okay. Make it palatable. Let's take just about 3 more breaths. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. Start to press into your hands. Lift your chest. And from here, we're going to toe heel the left foot across and bring the left knee down. Okay. And I'm going to come forward onto my hands and just slide my right knee forward. So it's just snuggled up behind my left knee. And then I'm going to come back and sit. Feet out to the side. Now, another option here, if this doesn't feel good, extend the bottom leg. So this is shoelace pose. So shoelace or cow face. Okay, either one is fine. Wherever you're at, you can stay lifted, or you can start to lengthen your upper body forward if that feels good. Again, you're welcome to use your props here. If you want to stack them up, rest your forehead, and whatever feels appropriate in your body. And getting into the outer hips. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And stay with it, breathing. Even if it's a little bit uncomfortable, as long as there's no sharp pain or anything too awful, you can breathe through this. Maybe ease yourself out a little bit, ease yourself back in. Maybe just 3 more breaths here. And 1 more slow breath in. Slow breath out. Good. Lift your upper body. Go ahead and lean back onto your hands. Extend your legs out, untangle them, and give them a shake. Okay, so you probably know here what's going to feel good to release this. So you can be intuitive about it, or maybe you want to do some windshield wipers. That can feel good. Another really nice option is to push the feet into the ground and just lift the hips up. Find a little upper body opening. Good. When you feel ready, we're going to make the transition back into a downward facing dog. Go ahead and meet me there when you are ready. Take your time, there's no rush. As you come into down dog, shift the hips from side to side, do the things that feel good to release the back body. And then slowly walk the feet forward. From here, we're going to step the left foot back this time and head into the series on the other side. So starting way back with our low lunge. So hands on either side of the front foot. Back shin is pressing down. Okay, so my right leg is in front this time. My left shin is stepping back. Let your upper body drape forward. So we're not lifting up here. We're staying low. First, just taking a couple moments to settle in. And get really grounded, feel really connected here, really balanced. And then again, if you want to play around with a little bit of contraction, if you feel like the front of the left hip is really open, maybe as you inhale, find that little drawing inward, where you kind of drag the right heel back and the left knee forward, finding that contraction. And as you exhale, release a little bit. So as I inhale, I'm just drawing in and up in my inner thighs, connecting to my lower belly. And as I exhale, I'm releasing a little bit deeper. Get a couple more breaths here. Two more breaths. And from here, we're just gonna slowly pull the hips back and adjust the legs for that box pose. So again, I'm looking for those right angles so that it's a box shape between my legs. And then I'll bring my hands to the inside of the right foot and I can widen my right foot just a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna stay here and breathe. Okay, if I have the flexibility and it feels good, maybe letting the forearms come to the ground. Or maybe coming somewhere in between. Maybe, I don't know, playing around with it. See what works for you. Kind of like blocks here. And then again, notice if that right knee wants to fall out towards the right side of the room, and just consider drawing it in toward your right shoulder, as if there was like a little magnet drawing that right knee to the outside of the right shoulder. And it's just going to activate that right inner thigh a little bit more. So really getting into the right hip. The left leg is getting some relief here, since we're stacking the joints. Breathing here, we've got a couple more slow, deep breaths. And maybe just one more breath in. One more breath out. If you're on your forearms, come back up onto your hands, finding some length in your spine. We're going to toe heel the right foot across now. And then bring the right knee in front of the left knee. So again, snuggling the knees up so they're right behind one another. Wing the feet out and then sit back onto the ground. And again, if you think it would feel better in your body, go ahead and extend the bottom leg. Okay? So you decide either shoelace with one leg bent, cow face, both legs bent. Inhale, either stay lifted and just breathe. Or exhale and slowly start to lengthen your upper body forward. Now again, a good rule of thumb to remember here is in this yin practice, we hang out here for a little while. Okay, so you don't have to get into the deepest version of your stretch on the first breath. You can let it evolve, slow and steady. Couple more breaths here. One more breath in. One more breath out. Start to lift your upper body. Lean back onto your hands, untangle the legs. Give them a shake. If it feels good, maybe bend the knees again, lift the hips. Lower back down. And then from here, we're going to set up for a really nice side lying pose. So I'm just going to swing my ankles over to the left. And I'm going to place my bolster or my roll horizontal. And I'm going to drape my body over on the side. So you kind of want it like rib cage area, maybe up towards the armpit. And I'm laying on my side. I'm resting my head on my upper arm. And then I'm going to let my left arm come up and over. Okay, so it's like opening. It's real subtle, but it should be opening up that left side body. Okay, the legs can stay bent or they can straighten. You can kind of decide. I like them a little bit bent. I'm just laying on my side, getting a little lift around the rib cage. Okay, so just hanging out there for a couple of breaths. Finding some length in the side body, some opening in the side body. Take your time, settle in. And know that even though this can feel kind of subtle sometimes, it's doing more even than what it feels like. Okay, just allowing the body to relax here and arch over your roll or your bolster. You could almost envision that it's kind of similar to doing like a banana stretch on your back, but we're just doing it on our side with a prop. So the whole left side of the body, really from the knees to the fingertips, are lengthening and stretching. Let's stay here for about 5 more breaths. Gently start to ease yourself off of your side. It might be easiest to come through hands and knees. Yeah, or just sit up. Yeah, take your time and then can think about setting yourself up for the same stretch on the other side. So now you'll be draping over your bolster on your left side, or yeah, your left side down. So positioning the bolster or pillow horizontal, and then looking to get it around the rib cage, or maybe it feels a little bit closer to the armpit. You can play around with that. There's no definitive right or wrong here. It's really about kind of feeling it out and deciding where the best fit is for your body. It depends on a lot of things. Depends on the length of your torso. It depends on what kind of bolster or blanket you're using. So see if you can turn inward here and find that sweet spot for you. Let your right arm reach up over your head so that stretches all along the right side. Yeah, just drape it over the head. Settle in here and just breathe. Take just a few more breaths on this side. And slowly start to lift yourself back up to seated. And we're going to use this bolster one last time here. keeping it horizontal on your mat. We're gonna come onto our back and we're gonna take it kind of like where our bra strap would be. And then I'm gonna interlace my hands behind my head and just kind of cradle my head on the ground. So it's a real big chest opener, upper body opening. Okay. You can decide if you want to keep your knees bent or if you want to extend them. Okay, and a rolled blanket is really nice here as well. So if you have both, that might even be a better choice. I'm just letting the chest open up. So we got into the side body. Now we're in the chest. Bring your attention to the space across the chest. Bring your attention to your breath. Staying present, staying still. And just breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Just a few more breaths here. Now, as easily as you can, roll to your side just enough to remove your prop. And then come onto your back, knees bent. So now the back is just flat against the ground, knees are bent. And from here, just gently draw your knees in towards your chest. And just find a little massage of the lower back. So maybe it's rocking side to side. Maybe it's circling the knees. Just massaging the lower back just a little bit. Eventually, we're going to drop the knees over to the right side of the room, coming into a spinal twist. So knees are stacked, dropping to the right side of the room. Arms are open like a T or like cactus arms, or maybe even more like a diamond shape if you want to bring them up over your head. You decide. Take 3 more slow breaths here. Gently draw the knees back through center. Bring yourself back to neutral. And then set yourself up for your spinal twist on the other side. The knees dropping over to the left. Arms in a T or cactus or diamond. Soften the shoulders toward the ground. Notice the length in the side body. As you settle into stillness here, as we move towards or closer towards the end of our practice, notice the space you've created in your body, and the ease you've created in your body. Three more slow breaths. Bring the knees back through center, slow and steady. And from here, bring the feet to the ground, knees bent. And let the knees open up to the side. So for recline down angle. Now, if that doesn't feel like what your body needs, try constructive rest. So constructive rest would be knees bent, knees together, feet apart. That's like the reverse. So recline down angle or maybe a constructive rest. Yeah, putting some props under the thighs here can feel really nice if you have them handy. So just letting the inseam of the body open and release. You can let your hands rest alongside your body here, or it might feel good to rest them on your belly to connect with your breath. Another option that might feel good is bringing the arms up over your head, like a diamond or cactus, if your shoulders feel good there. And stay here just about 5 more breaths. Feeling that connection of the back of your body to the ground beneath you. Feel the ground holding your body. We have just a few more minutes of our practice. You are welcome to stay right where you are, or you can extend your legs out, coming into corpse pose. So you decide how you want to complete your practice. Coming to a place where you can be comfortably still for just about 3 more minutes. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. In the next couple of breaths, consider deepening your breath. And beginning to invite just a little bit of movement back into your body. When you feel ready, you can think about bringing your knees in toward your chest. Easing your way onto your side. Making your way back to a comfortable seated position where we can complete our practice together. Bringing your hands together at your heart. Together we fold forward, sealing in your yoga practice. Namaste, ladies. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine is out. I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Annie.
You're welcome.
So nice.